Good morning, stamping friends, and happy Friday to everyone. How is everyone doing today? We are headed out to California today, so I'm anxious to get on the road, but I can't leave without doing a video for you. We are actually traveling because my son is having his senior pictures taken by my nephew's wife, so that's what we're doing today. So we'll see how that goes. Well, I wanted to remind you that it's celebration still, and it's all month long yet. And we're going to make a project using this really pretty, it's called Sunshine and Rainbows 6x6 Designer Series paper. And look at all these yummy papers that you can choose from. They are just so bright and cheery and so many designs. So that's the paper we're going to work with. And remember, this is free for any $50 or higher order. And so you can just add this to your order. The item number is 158126. And hold on, the other thing we're going to use is this stamp set, Catching Butterflies. Isn't that cute? Now remember, with this stamp set, and which is what I'm going to show you, you can cut off that net. Say you don't want the net to be catching butterflies, you can make that little girl do almost anything. And so this is another really cute set, and this also is a free item if your order is over $50, and that item number is 158108, and you can go ahead and add that to your order. One more thing I want to tell you about, and I thank you so much for those of you who already take part in this. I do Creative You every month, and I know I've explained this before, but some people still have questions. For every $35 order that you place, and you will get a free Creative You project kit. There are 3 projects in the little kit that I send, and that's what we have made in person at my Creative You class here at my home. But I know many of you are online and can't come to the class, so that's why I offer it for any orders over $35. Now, you might want to just bump it up to $50 because then you can get those free celebration items. So I just wanted to mention that in case you're planning on placing an order so that you can kind of double dip and get free celebration plus the 3 Creative You projects from me for free. I will mail those to you, and then I'll also send a PDF so you can complete the projects. The deadline for that, for the February class, is February 10th. So if you get your order in before then, you will get in on the February class. And I don't send those until the second week of February after my in-person class. So that's how that works. Before I start with today's project, I want to show you the blends that we're using, and I want to show you this little chart because this is something that is coming out in the new catalog, and we as demonstrators get to pre-order. And so I got all these new markers. They're blends just like our other ones, but they are all different kinds of skin tones, which has been really nice because normally my go-to is the light petal pink, but I really like these new colors, and they range from really light to quite dark. And so we're going to have a whole new array of skin tones and just different browns and light browns and pale and everything in between. So they come in two to a pack, and then these are all the colors that you have. You have light, medium, deep, and deep. And so the one we're going to choose today is called, actually they're numbers, and it's SU, which is like Stampin' Up! 900. And so they're all going to be a little bit different. And I believe, yeah, you can order them in packs of 2, which you'll get 2 different colors, or you can get the whole collection for $45. But this is not going to be available until the new catalog or next month, I believe. So just keep that in mind, and let me show you the other colors we're using. So I have SU 900, and I think I'm going to make a chart because I want to show you the differences in the colors. Then we have Dark So Saffron. This is Light Bermuda Bay, Dark Pool Party, and Dark Crumb Cake. Let me grab my base for our card we're going to make. And I think it's 9, if I remember right, 9 inches by 4 1/4. And what I did was I just made a score mark on the long side at 5 1/2 inches. Then we are just going to fold on that score line and grab your bone folder and crease that really nice. The next thing we're going to do is, remember, I'm using the paper from Sunshine and Rainbow. The 2 that I chose are this Mint Macaron polka dot and the rainbow that goes with it. And again, all these colors coordinate, so you can easily find which color goes with it. Let me grab my Stampin' Seal, and oh, let me measure this quick. Sorry, I don't have all my tools here. This is 3 1/4 inches by 4 inches. We are just going to add some tape on the back here and just adhere that to the front of the card. I like this combination of Pool Party and Mint Macaron. Right like that. And then the other one, like I said, is the rainbow, and this one is going to be 4 inches by 1 3/4 inches, and we'll do the same thing and just put a little bit of adhesive on the back, and then make sure your rainbow is going the right way, and we're just going to put that right on the little tab that sticks out like this. This is kind of a fun fold again. I've been really enjoying fun folds. Now the next thing we're going to do is take our Catching Butterflies little girl here, and I'm going to bring in this so I don't stamp on my background. So isn't she cute? We are going to grab a scrap piece of basic white paper and the Memento black ink. Remember, Memento is really the only ink you should be using when you use blends, because it will not you know, bleed when you use the lighter colors. So just ink that up, and it's okay if the net is off the page because we don't really need that. All right. Now we're going to just color her in. Like I said, we're going to use that new color I was telling you about, SU 900, and you can kind of see what color it is. I use the firmer tip for the tiny little details here. So we'll just do her feet, neck, hands, and then what I like to do is start by going around the smaller places, because sometimes that bigger end with the brush is hard to control when you're going around little things. Then I'm going to flip it to the larger end because her face is kind of a bigger area. And also I've noticed, because I played with these a little bit before, it's going to dry lighter than it appears right now. So even though she looks a little bit darker than pale, she will lighten up a little bit. So just color her in. Blends are nice because they don't give that line, you know, like with regular markers. So those are nice. All right, then I took all of her hair and colored that dark So Saffron, and I chose blonde because So Saffron is in that rainbow paper that I showed you that I already adhered, and so I want it to kind of coordinate. I'm kind of a matchy person, but I thought to get her with the times today we need to highlight, so we're going to put some, actually I think they're called low lights when you go darker. So I did the dark crumb cake, and I'm just going to randomly color some strands of hair so we can get kind of a mixture. And you don't have to follow the lines exactly, you can even kind of make your own, but we just want to put a little bit of weave in here and, you know, just to make it contrast a little bit. All right, the next thing is we're going to do Dark Pool Party, and we are going to color in her dress with this. Again, I'm using the finer tip for the places that are closer, and I want more control. And then you can come back with the wider end if you have a larger area to fill in, and it just goes a little bit faster. Now, because she has so many lines in her dress, we are going to take light Bermuda Bay, and I tend to just outline the lines that are already there, like that. And then I've added a little bit to the bottom as well. All right? And there's our little bit of shading. If you want to go back again with the lighter color and just blend it a little more, you can, but you don't have to. There. All right, now the next thing we're going to do is fussy cut her out. I know some of you do not like fussy cutting, but some of you don't mind it. And so I'm looking for my scissors, but even if I don't find it, I can pull this one over that I already cut out. So let's just do that, pretend like I cut it. All right, now we have this little girl who's so cute, isn't she? Let me flip that over. Now we're going to pull our card in. The next thing I did was I took our silver paper and I just die cut a stitched rectangle, and this, I should measure it for you because there's so many dies in there. I want to make sure you get the right one. It's about not quite 3 1/4 by 1 3/4. And for this one, we are going to put dimensionals on the back. Now, let me just quick put one in each corner. One of my friends said, "Where do you throw your dimensional backs? It looks like you're throwing them on the floor," but I have this tiny little trash can right by me and I just put it in there. All right, before we place this on the front of our card, I want to know what height to make this. Can you tell what it's going to be yet? We're going to make this a little dancing girl. So what I want is I'm going to place her where I want her to go, and we're going to have her balance on her 1 foot there, but don't tape her down yet. And then I want her hand to fall right where the bottom of the mirror is. So right about there, I'd say. And that's her mirror on the wall, so she can watch herself dance. Silver foil paper. Now we need to make a little bar for her because she is doing ballet, let's say. So this tiny little wood strip I actually took from In Good Taste, they have a lot of different wood patterns, and I took kind of the medium brown. The backside has brick on it. And then I took this die, which is actually from Smooth Sailing, and it's kind of like a nautical rope, but I thought it kind of looked like a bar, for like a wooden bar for a ballet person. So what I'm going to do is flip it to the backside, and I did pre-measure this, but it's really close. We are actually going to take a foam strip, and I'm telling you, this is almost identical in size, so you have to be really, well, first of all, let's make sure this is the right length. I want to make it about as long, maybe a little bit longer than the mirror, so I think that's all right. Let me tell you what the measurement is. If you like exact measurements, it's about 3 3/8 inches long. All right, we'll see how well I can put this foam adhesive strip, because like I said, it is such a tight fit. But we want the bar to pop even more than that mirror. So I'm hoping you can't see this from the back side, but I think it's gonna work out. And you just rip that off at the end. Yeah, I think that's perfect. Oh wait, it did go off a little bit. Let me pull that and just get it on there straight, because I went off the beaten path a little bit. Maybe if you do it from the front side, you can see better. Yep. Because it is such a tight fit, but so worth it. Otherwise, you'd have to trim little dimensionals, which you can do, but I like it because it has a larger pop to it. All right, let's just place this right on the bottom of the mirror to make our little bar, ballet bar. I don't know what the official name is for that. And then we're gonna take dimensionals and just put those on the back of the little dancing girl. And now let's place her on the front of the card. And you know what? We're going to have to put double. This is what you do. I should have just used dimensionals because we need her to pop out that far. So if you don't have foam strips, just cut them down. But if you do double dimensionals, that's about as thick as a, that's about as thick as a adhesive foam strip. Oh, I kind of ruined that one. Let me get one more. All right, so just put 2 on there. They'll stick together. All right, let's place her back on there. It's like I said, we want her to pop up higher than the, higher than the bar. So just make her hand reach the, you know what? I don't think we needed to put one behind her head. Let's take that off. There we go. All right, so really you only need one on her body here. All right, the next thing we're gonna do is, once I got this far, I thought this needs a little bit of feminine touch to it. So I took, let me grab my catalog and show you. I took some Pool Party 3/8 inch sheer ribbon, and this is 10 yards for only $6, and it'll just tie in really nice with the rest of our card. And then just a mini glue dot, and I tied it in a bow already, and we'll just put a glue dot behind it. And I think I want to put it right up in the corner of the mirror. And the next thing we're going to do is the inside of the card. This is basic white, and it's 3 1/4 by 4, which is the same size as the polka dot one. And then I chose Bermuda Bay to kind of tie in the color that's in the rainbow over here. And I chose a sentiment that says celebrate every beautiful thing, but there's some other nice sentiments on there. There's one that says you make my heart happy, and let me grab the stamp set quick. You make my heart happy, collecting sweet thoughts of you, or maybe you just need a little birthday gift and you want to put a birthday sentiment in there. Anything does. Sometimes I don't even put anything in there and I just write a note, so whatever your fancy. And then let's just tuck that on the inside, and there's a sweet little card for really any girl in your life. I'm going to send this one probably to my granddaughter. A couple of them are in dance. So there's our little card today, and I hope you guys have a great weekend coming up. Thank you again so much for joining me. And here's that host code I was telling you about. If you can add that to your order, then that qualifies you for my Creative You projects if your order's over $35. Again, you might want to bump it up to $50 so you can take advantage of the celebration products, which I use the Catching Butterflies stamp set and the Sunshine and Rainbows DSP. Thanks again, guys. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.